One day in the Garden of Eden, Eve calls out to God, "God, I have a problem." "What's the problem, Eve?" "God, you've created me and provided this beautiful spot, these wonderful animals, and that comedic snake, but I'm just not happy." "Why is that, Eve?" came the voice from above. "Well, God, I'm lonely, and I'm sick to death of apples." "Well, perhaps I have a solution. I shall create a man for you." "What's a man, God?" "Man will be a flawed creature with aggressive tendencies, an enormous ego, and an inability to empathize. All in all, he'll give you a hard time. But he'll be bigger, faster, and stronger than you. And while he'll need your advice to think properly, he'll be good at fighting, kicking a ball around, and hunting fleet-footed hoofed animals." "Sounds good to me," said Eve. "But isn't there a catch, God?" "Well, yes, there is." "And what is it?" "You'll have to let him believe that I made him first." Eve said, "On second thought, God, why don't you just make me another woman?" You're all one in Jesus the Christ.
Amen. Amen.
How boring if you looked around and everyone you saw looked just like you. If we were all meant to be the same, to think the same, and to act the same, God wouldn't have created so many lovely colors, cultures, orientations, and genders. We all come seeking the light that guides us to life, but we are all one in Jesus the Christ. Deep in our hearts, we know we can't do it alone. We need guidance so that we can do what's right in our lives and in the lives of others. No child should be afraid to go to school because they're being bullied. Children were bullied when I was growing up, but it's different today. Today, through social media, children can be bullied and slandered, and it seems there's little one can do about it. Meanness isn't restricted to a few kids in school anymore. Now the meanness is shared throughout the world. And some of our youth are so hurt that they can't get over it, and they don't know who to turn to. Sometimes, and think back in the stories that you've heard in the last couple of years, sometimes the most secret, innermost parts of their life is being exposed for all to see. They lose the light within themselves, and they take their own life. No child, no youth, and no adult should be subjected to bullying. I ask you, is the Holy Spirit guiding you to step up, stand up, speak out on behalf of what's happening to our people today? In the same way, we have employers, landlords, and government officials who discriminate against those who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered. Is this the idea of justice that God commanded in the Hebrew Bible and Jesus supported in the New Testament? Where in the Bible does it tell us that we are to oppress and reject those who may be different from ourselves? Where in the Bible does it say that just because someone is transgendered and they wish to use the bathroom of their true gender, that they can't do so? Where in the Bible, and even in our law, does it say that renting a home to someone who is LGBT depresses the value of that home or causes their neighbors to become lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender? And where in the Bible does it say one gender is better than the other. Think of Eve. Where does it say that any gender that isn't male shouldn't have equal pay and wages and equal respect? Sound those trumpets.
Yes.
Let the music ring out strong and true. It's time for us to correct the injustices that are all around us. If we believe and work together, we can bring about much needed change. It wasn't easy for those who came before us affecting change, and it won't necessarily be easy for us either. Yet if we let that little light that God put into each one of us shine out for all to see, we soon won't be alone in our efforts. It is by speaking up and sharing how we are supposed to treat one another that we can overcome injustice and inequality in Kentucky, in Indiana, and in the rest of our country.